Have you ever seen a hungry boy change a rich woman's life? A woman was sitting on a park bench, quietly eating her burger. On another bench nearby, a young man sat, pressing his empty stomach, staring at her with hungry eyes. As the woman stood up to leave, she threw her half-eaten burger in a ring into the trash bin. The young man quickly ran to the bin, picked up the burger, and began eating it hungrily. The woman turned around and saw him. She walked back, opened her purse, and handed him some money. He said firmly, "I didn't ask you for charity." She smiled softly. "I'm not giving you charity. I'm helping you." He asked, "Why would you help me?" She replied gently, "Because I felt like I was in trouble myself. Maybe you are too." Then she asked, "Will you take it or not?" He took the money, thanked her quietly, and she walked away. After a moment, the man threw the burger back into the bin, but picked up the ring. He ran after her to return it, but she had already gone. Later that day, the same woman got out of her car to hire some laborers for work. Two men came forward and asked, "Where do you need us to go?" She replied, "At the construction site near Block 10. They agreed. One said, "I work based on the amount of work, more pay." The woman noticed the same young man from the park and said, "You, come with me." One of the laborers whispered, "Lucky guy, got the job before us." They got in the car and left. The woman said, "I knew you'd be looking for work." He replied, "Yes, I need it badly." She smiled. "You look hard-working." He said, "To survive, you have to do something." Then he showed her the ring and asked, "Is this gold? Why did you throw it away?" She looked ahead and said, "Gold doesn't matter when love becomes small." She took the ring from his hand and threw it out of the car window. A while later at the labor site, a girl arrived showing a photo of the same man on her phone. "Have you seen this man?" She asked the workers. They said, "Yes, he just left with a woman for work." She gave them some money and they told her, "Block 10, that's where they went." She hurried away. At the site, the woman showed the man around the half-built house. "Clean the place properly. The last worker left and never came back. Do you know how to do this job?" He smiled. "Yes, I do." She handed him a work jacket. He thanked her and began working. Just then, a man arrived with a bouquet. The woman frowned. "What are you doing here?" He said softly, "I came to talk." She replied sharply, "Talk? About how you slipped and kissed another woman?" He said, "She kissed me." She said coldly, "Doesn't matter who started it. We're done." He pleaded, "Even if it takes my whole life, I'll win you back. Don't leave me." She said, "I can't trust you anymore." He tried to grab her hand, but she pushed him away. He turned angrily to the young man. "Didn't you see me coming?" The worker replied calmly, "No, my eyes are for sleeping, not spying." The man shouted, "Where did you find this guy?" She said, "He's just helping me." He sneered, "Fire him. I'm your partner in this project." She said, "You'll get your share, don't worry." He laughed bitterly. "You? You're broke." She said, "I'll repay you." He warned, "You have till tomorrow, or I'll take everything." The woman begged, "I just need more time." He leaned closer. "Then fix this, or it'll get ugly." And he stormed off. The woman sat quietly. The young man said gently, "Be patient. Everything will be okay." She said, "I'm sorry." He replied, "If you need to cry, cry it out. It'll ease your heart." She whispered, "I just don't love him anymore." He said, "Because he betrayed you?" Before she could answer, another woman arrived. She called the man's name. It was his wife. She handed him some papers. "These are divorce papers. Sign them." "Under my conditions?" he asked. "You really want this?" She said coldly, "I'm tired of living in your poverty." He said softly, "It wasn't always this bad." She snapped, "It was good when you owned your company, but now you're just a laborer. How can I tell my children their father has nothing?" He said, "Yes, I'm a laborer, and I'll teach them to survive." She replied, "No woman should waste her life on a man like you." At that moment, the woman employer stepped in and asked playfully, "Who's she?" His wife said, "I'm his wife, and trust me, you shouldn't waste your time on him." She turned to her husband and said, "You couldn't love me enough. Maybe she can." The man replied, "You left me first." His wife snapped, "Did she promise you money?" The woman said calmly, "I believe in him." The wife said, "We'll meet at the lawyer's office tomorrow." The next day, the man brought flowers for the woman and said, "A flower for a beautiful face." She smiled and handed him food. "You were in the park yesterday, now you're working. Life changes fast." He said, "Feels like fate's playing with us." Just then, his phone beeped. A message of congratulations. His small investment had multiplied tenfold. He looked shocked and whispered, "Thank God, it's all finally good." She asked, "What happened?" He smiled, "I'll tell you later." They went to his wife and lawyer. The wife asked, "So you're giving me the house?" He said, "Yes, I'll keep one thing." She said, "Fine." They both signed the divorce papers. Then his wife asked, "What was that one thing you kept?" He smiled, "My investment, the one that's now worth over $1 million. He thanked the lawyer and left. The woman said, "You look so happy, even after divorce." He smiled, "Because my hard work finally paid off." She said, "I don't understand you." He replied, "You will. I have a surprise for you." But later she said, "I need to pick up some construction plans." He said, "I can't work here anymore." She looked surprised. Just then the ex-partner arrived again. "We need to talk privately," he said. The worker asked, "Are you comfortable?" She nodded. The man demanded, "I want my money now." She said, "I haven't received it yet." He smirked. "Then you have until tonight or give up your share." She said firmly, "Don't mix work with relationships." He sneered, "Then spend one night with me and maybe I'll give you more time." The woman slapped him hard. "Respect me," she shouted. The noise drew the worker's attention. He asked, "What's going on?" The ex shouted, "I just want $20,000. She doesn't have it." The man said, "If you get your money, will you leave her alone?" The ex replied, "Yes, I swear." He said calmly, "Give me your bank account number." The The man laughed. Stop joking, the worker said again. Just check your account. A moment later, the man's phone buzzed. The money had arrived. He stared in disbelief. This can't be real. Where did you get this? The worker said, doesn't matter. You got what you wanted. Now leave. He warned, you're playing with dangerous people. The man replied, this is my own company's money. Check online if you don't believe me. The woman said, you have your share. Leave us alone. The ex shouted, you're making a mistake, and stormed off. The woman looked at the worker and asked, did you rob a bank? He laughed. No, I invested in a trading company years ago. It went bankrupt, but I kept faith. Now its value has multiplied into millions. She asked softly, then why were you eating from the trash? He replied, when I lost everything, my wife changed. She loved money more than me. If she had known about my comeback, she would have taken half of it. She said, so you hid your success? He nodded. Yes. She took the house. I earned 1,000 times more. She smiled. I'm impressed by your intelligence. But tell me, how can I repay you? He said warmly. With one date, she laughed. I could go on a date for free. He smiled back. Then let's just go. I want to know your story too. And if you don't feel like it, say no. She looked into his eyes and said, don't be silly. I want to know you too. Maybe destiny brought us together. He said softly. Then let's see what destiny has planned.